Good evening, everyone. Wednesday, 9 p.m., and it's time for class. It's time for pronunciation class. I am going to leave the topic of today's class, as I did last week, right here so you guys can know. Okay, done. So anyone who joins our class can see what the topic is about, what today's class is about. Wow, you guys are quick. I don't know if Instagram is quicker on letting you guys know that the class has begun. But welcome everyone. Let me say hi and wave. And MC joining us right now. Say hi to her as well. And I'm so jealous of her, you guys, because it's practically look at the rays of light coming into the house. Look, it's still daytime in Canada.
I know. It's just sunshine because it's 8 p.m. here as well. But you know what? Until maybe 10-ish, it's going to be like that. Summertime, baby. Summer is almost here. Finally, thank God.
Finally, yeah. So I am a little jealous. I gotta say, last week I forgot to mention that because you were outside and I could see the reflection, and I was like, it's sunny, it's there's light, there's still light. And here in Baga, the sun is going down at like 5:25 or something.
I know.
And days are shorter.
I might regret this, but I chose not to be outside today just because, you know what? It's so warm outside.
Okay, make me jealous. Make me and my sweater jealous.
Yeah.
You guys, so let's get started. Today's class, as you guys can see in the comments, I have pinned the comment. It's about the pronunciation of the ing. Why did I say that it's a new sound? Because most people don't know or don't study phonetics deeply, and you guys don't have to, because to be honest, I think phonetics and theories in languages, they exist for a reason. They're there just to help us speak well and communicate well, So I'm going to try, as usual, to translate all the technicalities and the names and the rules into something useful and functional for you to bring into your life. And so we're going to talk about the ing, mainly about two problems that I see Brazilians two mistakes that I see Brazilians making a lot. And MC is going to back me up on that, whether, I'm right or wrong. But I'm going to focus on those mistakes, because when you study the topic and when you hear native speakers or other people from other nationalities speaking about that topic, the mistakes are different from our mistakes as Brazilians.
Right.
So we need to focus on, what we are going to get wrong on where the path is a little bit rough for us. So we're gonna learn about that, learn that sound. And I have fixed last week's trouble with the little image that was blocking
where
everything.
it shows.
Well, let's see if I have really fixed that. So let's begin from the first one.
You nailed it. Perfect. Okay.
I got it.
No words in the way.
Under control. So can you see that beautiful symbol, that N that has a G in the middle? That's actually the symbol for the ing in English. For the NG, for the N followed by G many times. I'm going to get into that rule of the spelling. What you can remember is every time a word ends in NG, every time, that's the sound. It doesn't mean that every time there is an NG in the middle of the word, it's that sound, all right? It's not always that, but at the end of the word, it is. Which means that any verb that we are saying in the progressive form, present continuous, I am working, or present perfect continuous, I have been working, or the gerund, working is fun, working is important. Every time we use the verb in the ing, this is the sound we need to produce. So that's called the name is not important really, but it's like a an N that doesn't come out because we are holding it back. I'm going to show you why we're holding it back. So where do we produce this sound? This sound is produced in the back of our, right there. Can you see that this is a human profile?
Yeah.
Can you guys see it? So what is going to happen? You're going to place the back of your tongue right there on the roof of your mouth to make that sound. And translating that sound, you know, in Portuguese, when you say nha, nha, the NH for us, that's the sound we are producing, but we are not adding a vowel to the sound. For example, when we say, I can't think of a word with NH now, like sozinha, right? We don't say the A right after that. So it's that's kind of what it is, just to associate with Portuguese. So try that sound out and feel and see if you can feel where your tongue is. Everyone, not just MC, everyone at home too.
Sozinho. Sozinho.
Exactly. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Are you aware of where your tongue is?
Especially with the picture, yes.
Yeah, so the picture helps to, you know, place the back of the tongue right there. So once you are aware of how to produce the sound, the sound, that's the N that we want. We don't want the the N that we have already talked about. We want the in the back, exactly, in the back of our, you know, of our mouths. So now that we know how to produce it, MC, I want you to tell me what this is in Portuguese. In Portuguese, tricky question.
So what do you want? Which one in Portuguese? Sorry, I was reading the message here.
That object in the bedroom. You guys, what is the name of this object in Portuguese?
Tá, a cama.
Wrong answer.
Oh
Wrong answer. This is a king size.
Oh, I should have known that. I could have seen that coming, especially because we're talking about the ing. But I wasn't the only one lost here. We have mattress, pillow,
come on,
travesseiro.
If you had gotten it right, it wouldn't have been fun. You know that I wanted to trick you. So kingi,
and people can see now that this is not set up. The conversation here is pretty natural. I never know what to expect in this class.
Exactly. So there's no briefing.
No briefing.
So the king size, right? The king.
King size com home theater.
A cama king. What happens with cama king? That's what we want you guys to stop saying. That final G in king or king is non-existent. That's what we're going to talk about now.
King.
Yeah, so that worries me. That's one of the problems we're going to fix today. So going back to the rule of ending words with ng, and that's the sound we're going to use. So this is the sound. The sound is going to be produced when we pronounce these words.
Got it.
Hang, evening, and king. Now, pay attention. It's not hang. You are almost going to pronounce the G, but you're going to stop before it comes out. Your lips, they go all the way to the G. They close. You say hang, and then you stop there. You don't let out the air, you know, hang. There is not, that last vibration doesn't happen, doesn't exist. So you say hang.
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 Evening.
So hard. Evening. Oh, evening. Evening is easy. No? Evening.
Yeah, kind of. Be careful because I was testing here, you know, the sounds that we do in Portuguese.
Yes.
It's not sing, sing, sing. It's eng, eng. There is a little bit more of an effort there than just our regular M at the end of the words in Portuguese. You know, também, também. No. evening. And you need to close your
There,
lips,
there's a
push your
linger.
tongue.
It lingers a little bit. Okay, so evening.
And also make sure you're pushing your tongue back there.
Evening.
Almost pronouncing the G. Evening.
Evening. Yeah.
Can you see the difference? Can
Yeah,
everyone feel the difference? Are you guys repeating
I
at home?
can.
King.
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 The G.
It's exactly. The G is trying to come out, but you just
Yes.
won't let it. King.
Oh, he's the king.
King size.
King size.
Yeah. So
So
that
hard.
sound that
It's so
sound
hard.
that
I've
we're
always said in my whole life the G, and I thought I nailed it for one reason. I thought that the trick point here was actually to pronounce it quickly and very subtly. But now I understand that no, it's not about that. It's not like Kang. It's not about king. It's actually king,
exactly.
hang,
Exactly. And you die right there.
evening. Am I
That's
the
it.
only one learning that today? And well, with a fairly good English? Come on.
Yeah. Well, you're probably not the only one. I hope you're not the only one. I hope that this is helpful for others as well. So
Mind blowing.
mind blowing, exactly. And other words, when you start realizing other words that end in and G, you're gonna go like, whoa, I always said this word, absolutely incorrectly. So these are examples of words ending in ng, hang, evening, and king. A, ng, I, ng, I, ng. Now we're gonna see some with ing, o, ng, and u, ng. Thing,
Thing,
long,
long,
not long. And the next one I think is the most mind-blowing in my opinion. Young,
young,
young.
young.
She's so young.
She's so young.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yes, it's a new sound, isn't it?
Funny because the thing word is easy. I don't know, maybe because we say that all the time, you kind of pick up the right pronunciation. But the long and the young definitely is an effort.
Harder.
It takes an effort for me right now.
Absolutely. And okay, now those words, the NGs at the end of the word, we already know that that's the rule, that's the sound. What about when the NG is in the middle of the words, like anger and hungry? Then you pronounce it because the G is part of the next syllable, anger and hungry. But pay attention, we are not going to close the tongue here when we say hungry. It's not hungry. It's the same sound, hung, but now you say the G, hungry, anger. It's the same sound being produced back there.
But how is the wrong
here.
way again?
It's because some words, remember when we talked about the N, like anticipate, I produced the N here. And
got it.
And this N is being produced right there. Hungry, hungry, anger. I am not touching my teeth. My tongue doesn't touch my teeth.
N here, it's going to be N.
In the back. Anger and hungry. So in the middle of the word, the NG is pronounced. The sound of the beautiful N that we saw at the beginning of the class, this beautiful N is the sound of the word. However, we will be pronouncing the G. Then in this case, the G is not silent. Except for, let's take a look here at the word wrongly. The word wrongly comes from the adjective wrong. So since the root ends with ng, we're gonna say wrongly, wrongly. Tip, imagine that it's NH. For us in Portuguese, the NH, the nha, nghe, nhi, nho, nho. Try to say that. Wrongly.
Wrongly.
One more time.
Wrongly.
Processing. The brain is processing. I can see it.
I know, I'm so frustrated right now, you know, that frustrating phase where you're like, acknowledge and recognize that you've been speaking wrong all your life. So yes.
And then comes the happiness of actually, you know, knowing it and speaking correctly, which is going to come with the practice we have at the end of the class. So guys, stay tuned. We have an exercise for everyone. Now, let me give you another mind-blowing example. Hang, you know, like a hanger, you hang your clothes. Also, the verb hang, the object is not a hanger. The object is a hanger.
Ooh.
Hanger. Try that one as an H, as an NH. Hanger.
Hanger. Hanger. Well, I need a hanger. Really?
That's it. That's the way to say it.
What do you need? A hanger? Hanger.
Perfect.
Hanger.
That's exactly how to do it. Hanger. Is everyone else practice at home? Guys, let me know if you're also doing it right. You know how you feel about it. Like, yay, it's working here too.
And if it makes you feel any better, a tip that I can give you. Sometimes in my head, I'm pretending to say some phrases and sentences in a complete way, so I can place the word right there. So instead of just say hanger in my head, I'm like, well, I'm in a hotel and sometimes I'm gonna ask the front desk for a hanger.
A hanger.
So how would I say that, you know? So instead
of just actually need to buy hangers.
I need to buy hangers.
Hangers. Don't close the
hangers.
The back of the mouth so much. Yeah, to produce the G, you have to close it a lot, like hang. You have to produce the sound by closing here very much.
Hanger.
You don't close it that much.
Hanger.
Think of it as an NH. Hanger. Hanger. Hanger.
Hanger.
It helps a lot to think of it as the NH in Portuguese.
I'm not gonna watch this class later on once we publish that on YouTube or anything else, because I'm gonna be like so stupid.
Oh, come on. You know that's not part of the game. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so just watch out for words that have an NG in the middle, but are not actually the beautiful sound that we are learning today. It's the N produced right here in front, touching your teeth. For example, congratulate. It's not cong, it's congratulate. How do you know that? Well, check it out in the dictionary, because there are exceptions and there are not exceptions and rules. So you have to check it out. And the symbol, as you can see, this symbol up here is the symbol for the velar nasal, the one we're learning today, the in the back. And this symbol here, the red one, is the na, the N in Portuguese, the N that we're used to, like that. So it's congratulate. So just be careful not to, mix things up there and say the sound when you're not supposed to.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So it's not congratulations, okay, people? Congratulations. Congratulations.
And cutting to the chase, what really matters when producing this, new sound that we are learning today? The end of words, for example, king, and saying in the plural, or even verbs or other words that we have to add something at the end, we tend to exaggerate. Maybe when you say king, you don't say king. Maybe you're not saying it so much, out there, because you're kind of killing the word there, and maybe your G is very, very subtle. It's not a big deal. But when you're pronouncing the plural, chances are you are over pronouncing it. It can happen to a lot of us Brazilians because of the way we read in Portuguese. If there's a G, like pigmentado, you're going to have a G with a consonant, and you're going to say that G in Portuguese. So remember, it's kings, not kings. You don't say that G right there. And when it comes to the verbs ing, the problem is a little bit different. Of course, the problem is also not pronouncing the G, but it's not so frequent. What is more frequent to see is us not pronouncing that syllable, that ing syllable, which is actually really, really important and clear in English. In English, we don't pronounce other last syllables, but the ing is very, very pronounced. It's not the strongest syllable of the verb. It's not raining, swimming. It's raining. It kind of dies there. The syllable, the ing syllable is usually low, but it's present. It's not swim, raining, working. That's what we tend to do. It is working, swimming. She is swimming in the pool. Every syllable is pronounced. Swimming, ing, in the pool. She's swimming in the pool. Even though I speak fast and I kind of join the sounds, I will need to pronounce to, in, 2 times. So don't forget that when you're pronouncing the ing of any verb in the progressive form, you know, I'm working, I've been watching movies. Don't forget to actually pronounce it, because if it feels like you are using the bare infinitive or the present or something wrong, and I've seen this happen a zillion times in the classroom. I don't know if MC has noticed that we tend to eat that last ing when we have to emphasize it. Maybe because we think in Portuguese, you know, estão comendo negócio ali, estão comendo ali, não tá chovendo. Right? That last nasal sound is very much cut when we are speaking Portuguese, and in English it cannot be. So let's go to our practice. Let's do this because practice makes perfect. As MC said, repeating the word helps, but also repeating sentences and teaching your brain that new sound. Guys, trust me, you know, when I graduated and I finished my course, I don't know how old I was a teenager, something like that. And I kept practicing my pronunciation and I kept working on it. It's not, you know, something that happens overnight. You really need to teach your brain how to work with those sounds until one day you don't have to push yourself anymore. It just comes out naturally, but you have to practice. You need to teach your brain how to do it. So we're going to go 2 and 2 reps. Each word 2 times, and then the group of words 2 times. So writing, meeting, working, writing, meeting, working. I want everybody to follow the same lead. MC will be doing it, and you guys do it at home too. Since you are investing your time in this class, you might as well use it to practice your speaking abilities. So let's go, remembering that these are verbs ending in ing. So the sound is the sound we're working with today, that beautiful N, but the G is not pronounced, but the ing is present in the word. Shall we?
Let's go. Writing, meeting, working, writing, meeting, working.
Great. Next step with the same verbs. Now, MC, I would like to ask you to create a sentence, a simple one. Try to create a sentence with a subject, a verb, and a complement. Since we're speaking of verbs, something to come after that verb so you can fix it in the middle of 2 elements. So you can work a little bit more with it. But don't make it too long because it's going to, you know, it's going to make the focus a little blurry. We should focus on that verb specifically. So I'm going to ask MC to create. You guys can follow her lead, or you can create your own sentences too. It can be the same sentence with the 3 of them, okay, if you prefer, or it can be something that is meaningful to you with each verb, so it helps you a little bit more.
I'm writing a book. I have a meeting tomorrow morning, and I'm working late.
Okay, so each one, now do it 2 times because it also helps you memorize the sentence.
I'm writing a book. I have a meeting
again, the same
sentence.
I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book.
I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. I have a meeting tomorrow. I have a meeting tomorrow. And I'm working late. I'm working late.
Okay, good. It's interesting to see, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. How the sound, right
Mm,
after that, there is a vowel, right? And the sound is just like our NH. I'm writing a book. Can,
writing a book.
can you see how the two sounds join? They get together and they become the sound that we want. I'm writing a book.
Another thing that I noticed is that if I struggle with the king word anytime soon, I'm gonna remember the working because the working, I don't want to pronounce the G.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I can working. Okay, king.
Yeah, uh-huh. Exactly. That's a good way to associate.
That's my way, but you can come up with your own way or follow my lead.
Next group, we have three groups. The next group is adjectives that
Okay,
end in ng as well. We
perfect.
have
Let's go.
two, and two.
Young, young. Oh my God, I want to say the G so bad.
That's your brain learning.
Yeah, interesting, interesting. Long, long. I'm very young. Ah,
Okay. Okay, so
betrayed.
let's move. Okay, you were supposed to do one more with the words. Do one more with the word. Maybe that's what you need before you move on to the sentence.
Okay, so one of each.
Two of each again. It's two, 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 two. Two reps, two reps.
Oh yeah. Young, young, interesting, interesting, long, long.
Great. Now move on to the sentence.
I don't have a young kid.
One more time.
I don't have a young I don't have
Again.
a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading a very interesting book. I'm reading a very interesting book. I live on Long Lake. I live on I live
Mm.
on Long Lake. And I don't
Okay.
even know, I forgot if the preposition is at, on, in. We need to
Oh,
recap that
is
one
that the
later.
name? Is that the name of your street?
No, it's actually another place here in Sudbury called Long Lake,
Oh, okay.
which
Oh,
is
okay.
actually a long lake.
Oh, okay. So it can say that. It's
Okay.
okay. That's right. Okay. Last one, you guys. We have harder challenge. This is the bonus challenge. We have two NGs in the words,
Oh,
in the
for the love
verbs.
of God.
So we have a challenge for you guys. Two sounds. Now, question before we start. Do we say the last G?
No.
Do we say the first G?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you again. Take a look at, remove the I.
Ah.
These verbs in the infinitive. How do you pronounce them? Infinitive.
Sing, ring.
Perfect. So the ing form, you also don't pronounce the G. You have to work with the trick that I said about the NH in the middle of the verb.
No, I don't know. I'm not the only one, right? Because this is so frustrating. This is like, I cannot believe it's been 32 years and I haven't learned that before. Okay, thank God Fluent For Real exists.
I'm gonna
Okay.
cut you some slack at the end of the class, okay, you guys? If you're feeling like MC, I have good news for you. But okay,
I know.
but go ahead.
Are you with me? Okay, but let's go. Follow my lead. And you know what? Hear my pain, feel my pain. You're not alone. Okay. Bro, just a second. Reset. Go. Bringing. Oh my God.
Beautiful. That's it.
Really? Okay.
Bringing.
Bringing. Bringing.
Bringing.
Singing.
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 NH. Put
So
the
it's
NH in the middle.
almost a
That's it.
nasal sound as well. Almost like I have a flu. Ringing.
That's it.
Ringing.
Bringing, singing, ringing. That's exactly the sound you're supposed to say.
Oh
Can
my
you put that
God.
in a sentence?
No, I can't. But you know, it feels so wrong. But anyway, okay.
You, MC, and everyone watching, you guys are going to start paying attention to how people actually say it in, on TV shows and series. But
Yeah, but
who is a great example
Mm.
for that very clear pronunciation? I've been watching Friends again, and I've been paying attention. Monica. She's perfect to see, that very clean English and without any accents, without a lot of things in the way. She's really good. She's a good role model.
I would guess Ross because he overpronounces every word.
Yeah, he's also good, but I think I like Monica better.
Okay,
Ross
so
has a little bit of an accent sometimes.
I'm bringing juice to the picnic tomorrow.
One more time.
I'm bringing juice to the picnic tomorrow. I'm singing the new Lady Gaga song.
One more time.
I'm singing the new Lady Gaga song.
The new Lady Gaga
Song.
You'll get there. You'll get there. You're gonna do the same exercise tomorrow. You'll get there.
Okay.
That's what I want you guys to do. And the last one.
This is not ringing a bell. Ringing the bell.
Okay.
This is not ringing the bell, but it is, right? This is just an example.
Okay, so yes, this is the hardest one for sure. I left it at the, till the end because I wanted to challenge you guys to do the hardest. Start from the easy and finish with the hardest one. Why did I say I had some slack to cut? Because when you study accents and you take a look at pronunciation, one thing is what happens in books and something else is what happens in real life. What I gave you guys today is the pronunciation that I think is the easiest and the cleanest, the one that is not too informal, that's not just for speaking oral, street English. This is the clean pronunciation. Can I say nothing? I can. Can I say something? I can. Is there a difference between the two sounds? Well, in theory, no, but in practice, you will see Joey say something. There's something wrong. So, but learning 2 or 3 different ways to pronounce the ing is just too much. If you say this sound, this is the first one, the one that is easy, objective, practical. You use it when you're speaking formally or informally. It's the most useful one.
Good to know.
But also, and also when, don't beat yourself up when you say singing a little bit, stronger, or if you just say he's the king or something like that, because when you think about Portuguese, in Minas we will say, for example, the A, Manu. In São Paulo they say Manu. In Bahia they say Manu. Bahia they say like, oh my God,
Manu.
Manu. Manu. A little more open, like Manu, Manu, e Manu. It's the same A. If you get, in the books, it's the same thing. But yes, there are different accents. Yes, some people will exaggerate that G a little bit more. In Britain, in America, there are different ways to say it. But what we can't do is what I said at the beginning of the class. That's why I came here today, to focus on the king exaggeration of the G, the ing that we ignore at the end of verbs in general, speaking continuous forms, progressive forms, and why not improve and understand that young and song and wrong are words just like the verb ing that we are used to pronouncing more correctly. As you said, I say working, that's okay, but when I say king, I tend to pronounce the G, and they are the same thing because they end in NG, so the G is not pronounced. Clear?
Wow. Ow. W-O-W.
So you guys are going to repeat this exercise tomorrow. That's the idea. I'm going to leave it in our stories So you guys can get a screenshot and repeat this exercise at least 3 or 4 times before you can begin to actually say, you know what, my brain is picking up on this, my brain is doing this automatically. If you just watch a class and think that tomorrow you're going to be pronouncing wrong and king and young, you won't. So let's practice.
Yes.
It's really quick and it really helps your brain to master it.
And remember the awareness conversation that we always talk about. So this is another important thing to do. Think about now, every time you come across those words, you're going to stop and remember this lesson. And then maybe you're not going to get it right at first. And maybe you're going to go back and say king or come a kingy sizey. And that's okay. But now you know that every time you pronounce those words, you're gonna remember and then say, ooh, okay, king. Now you have a chance to pronounce and practice that a little better until your brain rewires. So I'll give some time for my brain to adjust, and it's fine. We'll get there. It's a journey.
Exactly. Guys, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. Tomorrow,
I
as
loved
usual.
it.
Are you sure? Because I know I highly doubt that. You were like, what's going on?
Yeah, but well, I'm here to learn. So this is a great thing. Yeah, absolutely.
You guys, thanks for the likes. I can see a lot of little hearts coming up. And well, this class will be up on YouTube and IGTV and Facebook tomorrow. As usual, we always upload the class the day after, and we will see you guys next week. If you want to suggest a topic, if you want something, you know, if you are in the need, I don't know, maybe a specific topic, grammar, vocabulary, just let us know. Send it in our direct message or just in the comments, and we will be glad to help you guys out. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and bye-bye. Bye, MC.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, thank you. You too. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.